Do you ever wonder why Jupiter looks strikingly similar to a brown dwarf? Well, if you're familiar with cosmology or astrophysics, you'll understand that the current models are full of contradictions and paradoxes which do not make sense. And the reason that Jupiter looks like a brown dwarf is because it's on its way to becoming a brown dwarf. But the one model of physics which has no paradoxes or contradictions and is consistent with all the evidence shows that what people call black holes are actually dark stars, and they grow from the inside out. And all planets which have active volcanic activity also have a dark star core at the centre. And Jupiter is growing on its way to becoming a brown dwarf, then a red dwarf, and then into a larger star. And the Earth also has a tiny dark star at the core of the Earth, perhaps the size of a tennis ball or a pea, but it generates massive amounts of energy and mass inside the centre of the Earth. That's why the continental plates get pushed away from each other as the Earth expands and grows. It's why the international unit for the kilogram, big K, has to be changed every few decades because its weight changes as the Earth grows and pushes it further away from the centre of the Earth. Temperature readings from the planets in the solar system give off much more temperature than is calculated under the lambda CDM model, indicating that they are growing and they are producing their own energy, their own heat and mass. And neo-string theory, the only model of physics which actually works and makes common sense out of quantum physics and cosmology, explains everything from dark matter to dark energy, how stars are formed as a process of evolution and propagation, which is supported by all the observational data and all the experimental data, is the most scientific model around today. But it doesn't have the money, it doesn't have the backing. In fact, it has faced constant sabotage, censorship and other underhand tactics to keep it from the public. But if you go by science rather than what has lots of money and what's really popular, neo-string theory is the correct model of physics. It's the one that everybody should be working on. So if you care more about science and humanity than you do about short-term money or popularity and top grades in university pseudoscientific models like the Big Bang and the lambda CDM, which in scientific terms are as valuable as PhDs and Masters and Nobel Prizes in flat earth science, if it were flat earthers who controlled the media and the universities. The correct model is here for anybody brave and scientific enough to do the science, which is still not popular at the minute, but which is going to be the model of physics going into the future. Neo-string theory.